The Markkula Center for Applied Ethics and the Silicon Valley National Association of Corporate Directors presents
I'm Lon Allen. I'm the chairman of the Silicon Valley chapter of the National Association of Corporate Directors. We've been fortunate the last few years to have a strong partnership relationship with the Markkula Center for Applied Ethics at Santa Clara University. Today we have as our speaker Mike Hackworth, who's the chairman of Cirrus Logic, also the chairman of the advisory committee of the Markkula Center, and a member of our board of directors. Mike, why must ethics be an important part of business in the United States?
Good question. And first let me give a definition of ethics, because that's maybe a confusing topic to a lot of people. It's philosophical in some levels. In fact, you can go to the Santa Clara University website, Markkula Ethics Center, and find succinct definitions to long-term papers on it. But I like what Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard espoused with my association with the company in the 60s and 70s. And that is simply ethics is doing the right thing and avoiding the appearance of doing the wrong thing. Now, why is this important? Well, ethics builds trust. And we all know that trust is really important in family. It's fundamental to our relationship. Schools, government. Trust is basically the ingredient that allows us to work together. In the corporate world, we have the corporation, we have customers, we have employees, we have partners, we have suppliers. There's a myriad of interactions of these entities going on in real time, day after day after day. The efficiency of those are built on trust. So if there's high trust, then there's high efficiency in all those interactions and high productivity and great results. If there is weak trust, then inefficiency builds into the system and low productivity results. If there's no trust, it breaks down and becomes dysfunctional. So trust is a critical ingredient to all of that.
So in light of that, Mike, what are the criteria for ethical business decisions?
I'd like to answer that question by saying, what are the boundary conditions for business decisions? And the boundary conditions are, does it optimize the bottom line? If you're not optimizing the bottom line, then you're not fulfilling your duty as management or the board of directors for creating shareholder value. So that clearly is number one boundary condition. The next one, and the one that everybody jumps to right away, is it legal? Because you come up with very creative, exciting ways to create value, but are we complying with the law? And the third is it consistent with the contracts and obligations that we have with customers, employees, partners, and the like? Often, or perhaps too often, it stops there. But there's a fourth question, and that is it ethical? And that's a voluntary question. And it's a function of the character of the organization, the character of the leader of that discussion, the character of the CEO of that organization. Is it ethical?
So in light of that, what is the board's role in the corporation?
Okay, well, the best practices for board's role in a corporation is number one, to ensure there's an executable strategy in place to create shareholder value. That's period number one. Number two is to make sure that there is a CEO and a C-level team that is competent, skilled, and capable of executing that strategy. I like to call that hiring and firing the CEO. But it's basically the team that can execute this great strategy. And then the third is to monitor the performance on an ongoing basis, both short-term and long-term. Are we executing the strategy? And then finally, it's ensure that the corporation has an ethical behavior with respect to its constituencies, the shareholders, the customers, the employees, the community that it's in, its partners and such.
Mike, we want to thank you for explaining the role between ethics and business. In our next podcast, Mike will explain to us the board's role in creating the proper ethical culture for the corporation.